is next. 22 players on an almighty collision course. There is huge potential for pandemonium. The most fiery fixture in football is back on the calendar. Willie Collum is about to blow his whistle. Here we go. The players are told to stay calm and be professional. Good luck, because in this fixture, self-control can soon turn to self-destruct, Andy.
Yeah, Kenny, and you're right. I was brought up in this fixture. I'm glad that it's back. I've missed it. I've missed the colour, the excitement, the passion, the noise, the tension. And above all else, I've missed the drama. And we're
Scott Brown. Toure now for Lustig. Rogic. Now handled by Kranjčar, but Rogic strong enough to carry on. And finding Forrest. Kiernan screens it again. Rogic seeing plenty of the ball early on.
And Rangers are paying enough attention to Rogic. He's picking up terrific positional play.
Sinclair found his route blocked. Beaton. Brown will find Lustig. Celtic are on the front foot. Kiernan clears once more. Dembele for Rogic. Barton in and about him, but it's come to James Forrest. Forrest looking to tease Wallace. He certainly did that. Tom Rogic! Blocked by Wallace. Rogic again! And wide it goes.
I think it was a combined block of Barton and Wallace. Rogic looks an important player for Celtic immediately. Just pulling the trigger there. The Rangers getting the block in.
Rangers turn now. Windass is tripped, and that's going to be an early yellow card for Near Beaton.
I don't think anyone can complain about a yellow there from the referee. I know it's early on, but that's pretty cynical. Rangers were on the break. They had the man advantage. Correct call.
Dembele and Kiernan go up for that. Rogic. Just clipped by Kranjčar. He looks well up for it, Tom Rogic.
Yeah, I think he's taken up really good positions. His teammates are looking to find. Again, difficult ball into Mackay's feet. Lovely first touch, instant control.
But Larry Mackay's going to get to this. Can he find Lee Wallace? Free kick as Wallace takes out Sviatchenko.
I like to pass from Kranjčar right into the path there of Mackay, who yet again, he knows to play it first time. He knows that Lee Wallace is constantly up in support. It's almost on the end of it there, but good defending in the end from Sviatchenko.
Well, he's been there all the way, just through testing times, but now they are back where they belong. Sinclair up against Senderos, away from Senderos, away from Tavernier, but not from Kenny Miller, but it will be a corner. It brushed off Tavernier.
Look where Kenny Miller is. He's almost playing as a right back there. Realised that Celtic were on the attack, and as you would expect from Kenny Miller and his work rate, happy to get back out and help his teammates.
What can Celtic make of this? Scott Sinclair's corner. Lee Griffiths got it to be missing out today and in Barcelona in midweek. Calf injury. Wallace trying to evade Forrest. Joey Barton's back pass. And Wes Foderingham worried for a moment.
I thought it was overconfident. Joey Barton having a look at his goalkeeper now, saying, why weren't you ready? It's not often you see this type of play. Surrounded by three opponents, Barton knocks it back to his goalkeeper. A bit heavier, and that was in the back.
Forrest. So many key battles in this game. Forrest against Wallace, one of them. Rogic. Still going. He always seems to be still going. Brown. Tierney. Sinclair. Beaton. Lustig. Forrest. Forrest able to deliver. Tavernier knew that Sinclair was behind him.
Yeah, Sinclair should have been more on top of it.
Beaton. Tierney is the target. He's done well to keep that in, Tierney. Couldn't find Sinclair, did find Rogic.
Surprised he went for it first time, Rogic. I thought he would have had just the awareness to know that he could have taken a touch here. Exactly the right type of ball from Beaton. Tierney does ever so well. I think this is meant for Sinclair, but it ends up into the path of Rogic. He must know he could take a touch there and set himself for a better strike at goal.
Charged in ahead of Mackay. Barton quick to react as well.
Yeah, good experience from Lustig. He realised that Wallace only had the one ball out and he was onto it in a flash.
Lustig. Rogic. Foul. Rogic on Barton. He certainly felt it.
Yeah, Barton's claiming he got a sole on. I thought it was good use of the body here from Rogic. I don't know where the... maybe just ran into the elbow there of Rogic. Joey Barton. Just into the body, really. I'm sure it'll be okay.
Sympathy will be in short supply around.
Didn't seem to be much in it, but both players had just come together a few seconds earlier. Garner complaining. You can see Lustig here with Garner just backing into him. There's nothing in it at all. Earlier on there was just a slight confrontation between the two. Genko, not the most assured first touch.
Sinclair. Tierney moves ahead. Sinclair prefers to go inside to Scott Brown. Blocked by Cranchar. Back by Torre. On for Tierney. Rogic is tracking Barton, forcing him into that error. He's looking the main man, Tom Rogic, for Celtic at the moment, and he's got a free kick.
Really cool, just having a word with Ken.
Brown. Sinclair. Tierney. Thinks otherwise. It's going to be a yellow card for a series of offences from Nico Cranchar.
I'm not convinced about that. I think it was a foul. Barton and Cranchar combined. Maybe they're beginning to think about the danger that Rogic.
Sinclair. Tierney. Brilliantly for Sinclair. It was kept in by Rogic, so it will be a Celtic throw now.
What a ball from Tierney. To get that to the byline. Terrific stuff.
Tierney across. Tavernier away. Stayed in. Tierney tries again. Where's Fotheringham is having that?
Tierney here, in the way that he cuts back onto his right foot, and then a perfect weighted ball into the feet of Sinclair.
And the crowd enjoyed that. Dembele for Rogic. Held up briefly by Senderos. Tierney was going around the outside. Rogic looking for Sinclair. And Fotheringham able to block as Celtic keep the pressure on.
Rogic again, the weight of this pass is absolutely wonderful. I think he was half a yard off the pace, didn't really expect it, Sinclair.
Sinclair's corner. Moussa Dembele makes the difference with a cracking header. Celtic strike first in the derby of derbies, and it had probably been coming.
Well, this is Rangers' Achilles heel. They cannot defend simple crosses. Go back to the Scottish Cup final and look at this. Look at the amount of bodies, Rangers bodies in the danger area. Kiernan is nowhere near. Garner's nowhere near. Barton's nowhere near. Dembele attacks it and he gets it in off the post. It is the most simple of goals for Celtic to score and horrible for Rangers to concede.
Who needs Lee Griffiths when you've got Mood scoring? They need to score now. They've offered little so far. That is a free kick though for a foul by Lustig on Windass. And what an opportunity here for Rangers to reply instantly.
Yeah, nice 1-2 here. Windass getting the return from Lee Wallace. Now, what can Rangers...
Wallace again, lovely pass from McCann. Scott Brown wins it back from his opposing captain. Rogic. He's relishing every second of this, the Australian. And it's been caught there.
Cranchall's got to be careful. He's already picked up a yellow card. It's another foul there. Rogic's feet are just too quick for him.
Well, Colin just having words with the Celtic captain. Celtic supporters enjoying having the edge on Derby Day in Glasgow. That's a little loose. Dembele onto it. Forrest racing through the middle. Kiernan with a vital intervention. Rangers need to find their feet here. Well, there'd have been a free kick for Windass, but Rangers advance anyway. Okay. By Tierney. Beat on, and once again it's Cranchall who's in and about.
I think he's a concern for Mark Warburton. He's the type of guy that looks as though you heard Gordon Strachan earlier. And the team goes one down, you see people flying into tackles. Cranchall's lost his discipline a little.
Rogic for Forrest. Celtic in a menacing mood here. Dembele in the middle with Sinclair. And it's scooped away by Tavernier.
Came from a lovely first touch from Rogic. Setting his teammate up there with just a simple pass. I think this is a problem for Rangers.
Beats on here for Dembele. First two ahead of Senderos. It is Moussa Dembele! No Lee Griffiths, no worries, no problems, because Moussa Dembele has stepped forward and Celtic have a firm grip on this Glasgow derby.
Well, you need to look at how deep Senderos is here. No wonder Celtic very easily exploit the pace in behind. Look at Senderos. Look where Kiernan is playing the ball, and Senderos is what, 10, 15 yards deeper? Dembele could have tried to square it, but he's so high on confidence after the first goal that he shows fabulous composure. Just to cut in on Senderos here, loses his footing, a desperate sort of lunge, can't stay on his feet. And that's a finish of the highest order. We've seen James Forrest with the outside of the right foot in recent weeks. Dembele more than a match for him. Wonderful goal, wonderful start. to his Old Firm career here.
The double for Dembele, and he left his former Fulham teammate Philip Senderos planted on the ground there too. He's had to be patient with Lee Griffiths leading the line for Celtic. Well, he's certainly making the most of this opportunity. A star turn in the absence of Griffiths. Musa's the man, and Celtic lead Rangers 2-0 with a couple of minutes there. Rangers couldn't half do with something here. Kenny Miller! And Garner helps it in! And Rangers have responded in the final. To the surprise of absolutely no one. Well, Celtic cruised through most of that first half, and we're cruising at 2-0 up. A double for Dembele, but Joe Garner, just before the break, has changed the scenario here. And all of a sudden Rangers are believing a little. And again, but it's away from Mackay. Not quite so comfortable as it was for Celtic, who bossed most of that first half. Talk quickly over towards Kieran Tierney. Scott Sinclair chasing this, and Tavernier has to see him off.
I think Tierney was looking for it there. You see here, he gets it, and then he just runs into Kenny Miller. Really confident he's got that one right.
Windass. But they was looking for Wallace. Stopped by Lustig. Beaton. Keenan in front of Dembele. Joe Garner onto it with Barry Mackay ahead. Kolo Toure has taken out Garner. Willie Collum was waiting to see if there would be an advantage. He's now going to show a yellow card to Kolo Toure.
Again, he's got it right, Willie Collum. I think he tries to let it go to allow Rangers the advantage. He had an extra man. When you make such a cynical challenge, you can't complain about a yellow, Kolo Toure.
There was only one captain getting to that. Rogic wriggling clear of Barton, movement ahead from Sinclair. Tavernier sorts him out, no foul.
Well, I think you've got to know your teammates. Rogic must know that he's a flying machine. Sinclair, he could have got it in between.
Tierney's clearance only to Windass. And he's pulled back Scott Brown. Stuart Armstrong is going to get his first taste of this Glasgow derby. Tom Rogic, who looked the main man for much of the first half, makes way.
Yeah, I thought he was terrific. Thought he was excellent. Thought he was causing Rangers all sorts of problems. Armstrong's a good player, but Rogic, I think, has been terrific. Maybe carrying a knock.
Houston. Brown. Sinclair. Armstrong for Lustig. Forrest available. Armstrong. Armstrong on a mission, but showed too much of that to Kenny Miller back there. A painful collision there.
I think it's just two players who are totally focused on the ball. Garner here, I think his head comes down to try and knock it back. You can see the eyes of Beaton focused on it. He's just leaning into it. It's one of those unfortunate clashes that you get.
Ouch. Garner back on his feet. Beaton. This could be interesting. On by Brown, but Rangers have it with Tavernier now. And beat on both for return.
A couple of years ago, no end product. It's been so different in the opening weeks of the season. Very effective. Garner here losing his composure.
Garner and Sviatchenko. Willie Collin wants a word with Joe Garner and with Sviatchenko.
Well, Garner's convinced that he was stamped on. That's the motion he's making. Try and draw the referee's attention to it. Sviatchenko was who came in from behind. I think it's a foul. I think Willie Collins got it right. Another word in their ear. Take the sting out of the whole occasion. There's the ball into the feet there. I don't think there was anything nasty there at all. Garner just fired up as you would expect most players to be, but just keep a lid on it.
Armstrong for Dembele. Sinclair not far away. Dembele finds Sinclair, who continues his scoring spree. Brendan Rodgers and Celtic are back in the comfort zone on the hour. Come up the hour, come up the man, Scott Sinclair.
Well, you've got to credit Dembele. The easy ball here is to play it left. He's got two options, but Sinclair makes the diagonal run and he's onside, and he finishes it so calmly. There's not a lot of room to aim there, but Dembele took the chance, playing the more difficult pass, and he gets his reward. It's a wonderful setup. And what a fabulous finish for Sinclair, who has started his Celtic career on fire.
Well, Scott Sinclair worked with Brendan Rodgers at Swansea and in Chelsea's youth system. He's scored in every league match for him now since arriving from Aston Villa. Talk about getting your career back on track.
Senderos took Sinclair out here. There was a little clash earlier on and Senderos lost it.
Here a car for the Swiss defender.
As soon as that ball's in the air, Senderos just wanted to take his opponent out. Look at Senderos here. He's not attacking the ball, he's attacking the man. Stupid play from Senderos, far more experienced to know that that's not the thing to do.
Forrest will make way for the arrival of Patrick Roberts himself, coming back from a hamstring injury. Roberts, who missed an absolute sitter in the Scottish Cup semi-final against Rangers, will be rather keen to make amends. On this huge day of sport, there's a big fight to come. Huge, in fact. It's the world middleweight title, Golovkin against Brook. It all starts from 6 o'clock on Sky Sports Box Office. Meanwhile, back to this heavyweight showdown. It's Dembele, Armstrong, Roberts over there as well, and to skirt past Windass. Celtic fans happy to turn their backs on the action for now, with a 3-1 lead over their fierce rivals. Celtic Park is bouncing. Roberts. Dembele. Wallace. Mystic and Mackay. Wallace. Mystic and Mackay. That's a foul by Kiernan on Dembele. It's a poor one, which I'm sure we'll see Willie Collin take some action here, will it?
May have hurt himself in the process, Kiernan. Still staying down. I think it's a foul. Well, it's just coming across. I think that foul will suffice. No need for any yellow cards, but he needs a bit of treatment here. Kiernan, he's getting a yellow.
Well, Kiernan is booked and does need some treatment. Around the touchline at the moment. Joey Barton filling in at centre half. Dembele. No way past Senderos.
I think Dembele was going for his hat-trick there. Ian trying to drift inside, get a shot away.
Senderos wins that. Armstrong showing interest here. Showing a lot of interest. Foderingham saves. Sinclair. And the flag was up for offside against Scott Sinclair.
Really good attempt from Armstrong, driving forward. The gap opened up for him. No one getting near him, and when he cuts inside to get that shot away, really good decision from the assistant referee on the far side. Sinclair was offside. There's Armstrong getting a bit of power away. Foderingham with the outstretched hand, makes a good save.
Scott Brown is toiling here. Callum McGregor coming on. Celtic captain appears to be toiling, which is a bit of a worry ahead of Barcelona on Tuesday.
Yeah, of course they still want to concentrate in this game, make sure they got all 3 points, but with Brown picking up an injury, Lee Griffiths missing Barcelona, game's coming thick and fast.
Well, they relied so heavily on Lee Griffiths last season, but haven't needed to quite so much with Sinclair on a scoring spree, and Forrest, and of course Moussa Dembele doing his bit today. Carl Lustig will take the captain's armband. Scott Brown will be hoping he's okay for the Nou Camp.
Well, there's a clash where they came together. He won that one, Scott Brown. He's done well today. I think his team have been dominant.
With a captain's performance, replaced by Callum McGregor. Milking it somewhat there is Scott. A slow walk off. McGregor on to play a part. Senderos with a handball as he challenged, and he's already on one of a yellow card. So Philippe Senderos is sent off, and Rangers derby day goes from bad to worse.
There are times players just leave you bemused. He's already been yellow carded, and a deliberate handball. Does he not realise the pace the ball's going at? I don't know if there was a Celtic player going to get onto it. He had Tavernier on the cover. I know that it's sometimes instinctive, Ian, but that's schoolboy stuff, that.
Well, they've lost both their centre-halves now. Kiernan to injury and Senderos to a red card. Near beat on, fancying a dig here, and he can hit them. He's proved that. Got some movement as well. Beat on, over and out that time. Lustig. McGregor. Sviatchenko. Will Celtic inflict further misery on Rangers here?
Well, they'll dominate the ball till the end of the game, I'm sure. Just wonder whether they've got it in them to get another goal or two.
McGregor, Armstrong. Roberts. Couldn't get past Barry Mackay.
Well, Mackay's excellent going forward. He's playing like a left back at the moment.
Mackay is staying down. And just couldn't ill afford another injury.
Really good tackle from Mackay, just trying to go on the front foot, trying to get forward.
Came favourably there to Roberts. Mackay. Free kick for Barry Mackay, who reacted not great there and gets a yellow card.
Mackay's actually doing really well for Rangers on that side. He's relieving a bit of pressure, he's trying to carry it forward. Roberts on this occasion bringing him to a halt, gets a yellow card for his trouble.
Sinclair, Armstrong and Dembele in the middle. Sinclair didn't hang about. Barry Mackay for Halliday. Pinched by McGregor. Armstrong! Flag is up for offside against Stuart Armstrong.
Oh yeah, again it's careless from Rangers. Once Mackay had played this ball out, there he is playing as a defender. Halliday getting caught in possession. And Roberts knocking it on to Armstrong, and again it's a good call from the assistant. He's offside.
Rangers exposed and struggling to get back here. Dembele! He's done it! Moussa Dembele takes his place in Old Firm hat-trick history. There's only been one team in town today, Celtic.
Well, Rangers have been run ragged. Getting caught forward. It's a two-man defence. It's against three. Tavernier way forward. Halliday can't get back. Credit the goal scorer. Lustig picks him out. The really good cross. The first touch with his right foot is absolutely beautiful. Just puts it onto his left. And that is a confident, clinical finish. It's a hat-trick for Dembele.
And it's the first hat-trick in an Old Firm League game since Stevie Chalmers in 1966, 50 years ago. He got a yellow card for his celebration. He doesn't look too bothered about that. The last hat-trick in any Old Firm game was from Ali McCoyce in the 1984 League Cup final. Moussa Dembele, who wouldn't have started today had Lee Griffiths been fit, has just made history.
Well, he started his Celtic career. He was stuttering, he was stumbling, looked a bit unconvincing in the early.
A header, left foot, right foot, mind you. Any sort of hat-trick in an Old Firm match would certainly be classed as perfect.
Well, he's over just getting a drink here. But this is his hat-trick. Powerful in the air, good jump, firm header, composure, doesn't pull the trigger with his right, takes onto side foot, puts it in. That one there, terrific first touch, and gets his hat-trick. Made his mark.
Brendan Rodgers signed Dembele, even though there was interest from Premier League clubs in England. Celtic runaway winners here, and fans have seen enough. Some of them are away already. In the end, it did go the form. Celtic have brushed their Glasgow neighbours aside here. They've swatted them. There might be more to come. Roberts up against Mackay, who has been working hard to stem the tide. I think that might be a free kick against him, though. It hurts. It doesn't bear thinking about before the game starts. But the realisation has dawned now on the Rangers fans. I'm not sure that many of them expected too much today, mind you. In a rather slow start to life back in the top flight of Scottish football. Years under Ronnie Dyler, these Celtic fans are feeling rather good about themselves again and their team. Titles in a row, and as you can hear, they quite fancy 10. Long way to go yet. Should be a sore one for Rangers to take, but they've been second best by some distance today.
Squad, and they've come up with the goods, certainly domestically, but I think more importantly for the supporters, getting through the Champions League qualifiers to give them some highlights. It's going to be really difficult to compete, but the supporters will really enjoy that journey.
Roberts. Way off target. A depressing day for Rangers. The Celtic fans will be hanging around Celtic Park for a while to make the most of this. Beaten by Rangers in the Scottish Cup semi-final shootout last season. Revenge was in the air from the off, and it has been ruthlessly and clinically taken. Sinclair. Here's Tierney. Is there another one? There might be for Armstrong! There is! Now that is really rubbing it in! Celtic 5, Rangers 1. The champions have blown away their fierce rivals.
Well, it's a fifth goal that emphasises their total and utter dominance of this game. Well played from Tierney. And again, that cutback who picks out Armstrong. Does really well, Armstrong. The easiest thing to do here is take it first time. He takes a lovely first touch and then finds the angle to get it away from Wallace and away from Fotheringham. 5-1, I think, is a fair measure of the difference in the sides today.
One goal in one of her match for Stuart Armstrong. That will do nicely. The perfect end to a perfect day for Celtic Football Club. It doesn't get much better than this. Now is the time to relax properly. An emphatic and convincing victory for Brendan Rodgers and Celtic. Mark Warburton's Rangers well beaten here, well beaten. Celtic lived up to their tag of favourites. Moussa Dembele scored a hat-trick, a perfect hat-trick, and to think he might not have played had Lee Griffiths been fit. The first hat-trick in a league Old Firm game for 50 years. Joe Garner gave Rangers a little bit of hope on the stroke of half-time, but Scott Sinclair had a say, and so did Stuart Armstrong at the end. And this feeling doesn't get much better for the men in hoops. Derby Day belongs to Dembele. He's got the match ball, taking his place in Old Firm hat-trick history. They've given Mark Warburton plenty to think about here. The champions certainly flexed their considerable muscle today. They've made a storming start to the season under new management, under Brendan Rodgers. The Rangers will have to go away and lick their wounds and regroup. Celtic in charge from the off, and they pretty much never let go. Well, it's not a bad way to warm up for Barcelona, is it? The first league meeting between the Glasgow Giants in 5 seasons ends Celtic 5, Rangers 1.
Well, if any Celtic supporters said they didn't miss the Old Firm game, I suspect they'll have changed their mind this afternoon.